In the heart of the Bronx, we rise, we shine. To Puerto Rican brothers, yeah, we redefine. With a mic in hand, we speak our truth now. Podcast and vibes, we attract the crowd. From the streets to the speakers, let the record play. Stories of hustle, grinding every day. Culture in our veins, we bring that fuego. Turn the volume up, it's time for the show.
We're breaking down barriers, watch us flow.
Yeah, we're the voices from the Bronx, can't ignore. From the block to the globe, we're ready for more. With every word we spit, feel the power grow. Puerto Rican pride, let the whole world know. Inspire every episode of spark, igniting the fire.
Laughs and tears, we share it all right. Brothers in this game, we're ready to fight.
Together we stand, aiming for the skies. Yeah, we're the voices from the Bronx, can't ignore. From the block to the globe, we're ready for more. With every word we spit, feel the power grow. Puerto Rican pride, let the whole world know. From the Bronx, can't ignore. From the block to the globe, we're ready for more. With every word we spit, feel the power grow. Puerto Rican pride, let the whole world know.
Salute to everybody who was shaking. You already know. The only new, man. Appreciate it, man. You know what I mean? New to the channel, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe, whatever. Share this out. Got a little bit of Trump talk I want to talk about, man. I want to wait till more people come in and shit, man. Make sure you share this, man. I know we've been on in a while and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, we're going to get back to it, but I wanted to kind of pop in and talk about the buzz of Trump. Everybody going crazy about Trump. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, man. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time though, but I just wanna see if we get more people up in here, man.
Going through the changes, pull up on this deck and let the chopper rearrange it. Niggas killing kids every day, these niggas aimless. Niggas I don't hang with, they be on some lame shit. Saw a nigga kill his own brother on some pain shit. Drum on the bottom if the nigga on some pain shit. I shoot every bitch ass nigga that you came with. Dangerous, gotta keep it on me, I'm an aimless. Stainless, fall back. Niggas, they gon' get the ball back, fall flat. On his face when that dog clap, death you can't stall that. Nigga give me y'all that. Bitch, I been a nigga since a shorty, what you call that. Scared in the dark in the crib where you stay at. You don't wanna play where you play is where you lay at. You don't really wanna catch your body, need to say that. All the lab battles to your niggas get you ASAP. Nigga take that, niggas weak, niggas can't rap and I hate that. This close to a whole band, nigga taste that. Cause a finger off, lose a hand tryna say that. Walk up like you know me, like you tryna be my homie, you get fed to the sharks. I ain't got a rollie, catch your players like a goalie, so I gotta keep it on me, don't play one-on-one with Kobe. Niggas girls and they know it. Listen, lock and loaded, I ain't never gotta show it. Coughing like a COVID if I ever gotta blow it. I don't sip lean, but I think I gotta slow it down for a little while, devil on my shoulders. Niggas can't hold water, let alone wait. Pressure bust pipes, yeah, I'm hurting, but I'm straight. Wanna kill me, gotta wait. I'm a goat, I'm a great. Yeah. Thing is, I'm the only one. You can try to find another, I'm the only one. Shorty call me like she want me, but I'm only done. She can try to find another, I'm the only one. Yeah. Thing is, I'm the only one. You can try to find another, I'm the only one. Shorty call me like she want me, but I'm only done. She can try to find another, I'm the only one. Thing is, I'm the only one. You can try to find another, I'm the only one. Shorty call me like she want me, but I'm only done. She can try to find another, I'm the only one. Yeah, thing is, I'm the only one. You can try to find another, I'm the only one. Shorty call me like she want me, but I'm only done. She can try to find another, I'm the only one.
Salute the Vintage Terribles, your boy Lionel Hill, man. I talk salute, man. Salute to everybody, man. We had a few heads come in, but Gas Master, I see you. Panday, hey brother, what's going on? I see y'all, man. Salute to y'all, man. let's kind of talk about this Trump thing, man. There's a lot going on, man, with everything. Look, man, listen, man. I- I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, man. I'm an independent, man. So I really don't fuck with both parties, man. But I'm just going to speak what I feel might be right and what, I'm not going to agree with everything that do Trump be talking about, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, it is what it is, man. But me personally, he thinks as a businessman. Bottom line, like, it goes back until how many times he done switch parties. The dude was independent. The dude's been a Democrat, and now he's a Republican. Why you think he became Republican for? Because they had nobody else to run for president. Trump was popular, was known by people. You understand what I'm saying? Was known by people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, this shit is freezing. Salute to everybody. I don't know if everybody kind of know if this shit's freezing, but anyway. But like I was saying, the Republican Party had nobody else to run for president. This is what the parties do, bro. They pick people who's popular, bro, for them to win. And Trump just happened to be a popular person who the Republicans say, no, well, let's scoop him up so they can get, they knew that this dude, he sees things different, bro. Like he thinks like a businessman. This is how businessmen or women think like. You have to understand, just like I used to be a manager, right? For Starbucks coffee. Interesting story, right? So as a manager, when I go into certain stores after, let's say the manager gets fired, right? The manager gets fired. So I go in as a manager. Do you really think I'm still going to keep the same policies and the same procedures that the last manager that just got fired? You think I'm going to continue to do the same? I'm not. Like, you kidding me? That's why they got you to go in there to change things, right? So that's how he thinks. He thinks like the last administration. He thinks like a businessman. They go in there, they change policies to what they feel like they want, that they think is going to approve. Are we going to agree with them? Hell no. I don't agree with some of the things he do, like the birthright place where people was born here. And was born here, was born here, man. They got nothing to do with them. If you want to, if anything, you could talk to their parents about that. But at the end of the day, they was born here. They're Americans. Bottom line. So I didn't agree with that. There's a lot of things I'm not going to agree with. Like I said, I'm an independent. You know, I never really claimed Democrat or Republican. I just kind of just be free minded. I'm not listening to what other people tell me, what you just read the headline instead of doing your homework and seeing and really analyzing. Right. Reason why I say that, and I use the manager aspect to why I'm saying things is because there was times when, you hire people. So there's a hiring process, right? And as a manager, you have to get their paperwork and you gotta, ask them, what their race is, they collect food stamps. This is on some of people applications, especially in retail. I probably, but they ask you, have you ever collected Social Security or food stamps? Why do you think jobs ask you that to fill that out for? Because if you put yes, guess what? They get extra tax breaks, right? They get extra money, right? Extra tax breaks because they hire people who collect Social Security and or they are, immigration status, if they get food stamps. So of course you're gonna sit there, you're a company trying to make money, you're a business person, you're trying to make money. Nobody's into business to lose money. If you're in a business to lose money, then you need to be in business. Straight up and down. You need to do something else, man. You go into business to make money, right? So that's what these businesses do. They hire people and they get tax credit checks. They get tax money from these individuals. But I guess people ain't feeling the agenda. I got one person watching. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just looking at the reality of things. So, it's crazy, and people think that it's going to be the end of the world, and man, it's not going to be the end of the world, man. If you want to make a difference, you have to sit back and wait 4 years, and when it's time for re-election, then you elect that you don't want Trump to be in office. But at the end of the day, this is what the dude wants. This is how he is. This is how businessmen and businesswomen think, man. They go in there and they change things around. This is what they do, man. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying this is what they do. And everybody going, oh my God, you know, he's getting rid of this and he's getting rid of that. Man, people get rid of a lot of things when you at your job and that new manager come in and you should take that extra break. And the manager stops that. You'd be mad as hell about that. And I done had that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Evelyn. You know what I'm saying? I had that plenty of time as a manager where I go in there and I change rules. People don't like the rules I change because they're like, yo, the last. Salute. They're like, you're the last manager. LA Puffy, salute. The last manager. You said, well, that was the last manager. I'm sorry. People quit because they ain't like the policies that I was enforcing because I'm not thinking about your feelings. I'm thinking about how I'm going to get the job done. And that's the strategy that Trump is taking. Like I said, I don't agree with everything the man says. Bottom line, like, I'm not going to call him a racist. I'll call him a sexist. If anything, if you want to call him, you could call him a sexist if you feel like, his attacks on women I'll say as far as the racist, like, obviously there's a lot of things that's tied to race, right? That's just how it is in this world. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Salute, Mess. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is in this world, man. You're going to have people in every sector of life, whether it's a police officer to a sign. I always tell people that, man. You know what I'm saying? Any job career you go to, there's going to be people. That's just how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not going to agree with everything he says. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling y'all as a as a person. Salute, meet the mess. Salute. I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? But as somebody who used to be a manager and I managed people, hundreds, probably thousands of people. I've done had stores that have 50 and 60 partners and I'm making schedules like I'm gonna hire a lot of people. I had to let go of a lot of people. And I'm just telling you, he's thinking as a businessman. That's how he is. Whenever he talks about money. That's how I've been this man. When I go in, I'm a business minded person. So if I get hired to a new job as a manager, I'm going there thinking, how can I save the company money? How can I bring money to the bottom line? I start bringing money to the bottom line. I can give my employees more hours. They came in as part-time employees of 20 hours, but we bring more money to the bottom line. I could give them 10 more hours a week. This is how he's thinking. So yeah, you hear him pulling back things and pulling back money because he want to see where the money's being spent. As an ex-manager, I want to see how we're spending my profit and loss, where's my money going to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and I'm looking at, yo, salute, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and look at my profit and loss statement and see that my cash is $3,000 under. And I'm just going to sit there and not retrain my supervisor, say, you know what? I'm pulling all registers. I'm ordering people because I need to see where my money is going. You can feel a certain way because I'm taking your supervisor, but I have to see because this is my job on the line. This is how I feed my family. Understand what I'm saying? So I get the strategy. I get how he's looking at things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking. I'm not saying it's right because there's people's feelings tied to it. So when people's feelings are tied to things, people start feeling a certain way. I'm not knocking anybody's feelings. But the reality is, if it was your business, right? And if you're my age, 50 years old, and for the last 20 years, you've been nickel and diming and saving all of this money to finally open up your own business, right? Your hard-earned money, and all your money mysteriously is just disappearing. You're not going to say nothing. You're not going to pull back operations to say, wait a minute, where's my money going? Like, I don't think people understand it. And I don't think, and a lot of times, because people never had to deal with that type of position of, running a business, running their own business, running maybe somebody else's, but I never ran. I mean, obviously we do the YouTube and we had the blind eye desire when me and Joe, we kind of ran our own business. And I don't think people, like, when you run your own business, there is no days off. Like, no days off. You know what I'm saying? Period. No days off. See, I think it's freezing. That's why. But there's no days off. And I think people think when they run their own business that it's just going to be their own vacation and they're going to be in the yacht while their businesses. Nah, man, it don't work like that, man. Only when you get up to like Amazon and them status where you have CEOs and that's why you hire them so you can take that vacation. But if you don't have that type of hierarchy, if your business ain't set up for that, it's a small time business, something like a laundromat or a store, more than likely you're gonna be working 7 days a week, straight up and down. Like I don't know many small business owners, people who you go into their stores. You think them dudes, you think the owner of the stores have days off? Them dudes is working, them people are working every single day, all day long. So, and I don't think a lot of people don't have that business mindset. So again, I'm not saying everything Trump says or bills that he's passed, I'm gonna agree with. I'm an independent because I don't like both of their history, Republicans or Democrats. They both got some shady history. They both got some history. If anybody left in the chat, let me know if it's staticky because I see people coming in and I see people leave. I want to make sure that know what I'm saying? Like my service is good. Because if it's not, then maybe that's the reason why people are leaving for. You know what I'm saying? But come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta start thinking bigger, man, and stop thinking, he's just a person. He's good, he's going to say things and he's an older person. My motto is this, man. The only way you're gonna make change is gonna have change is by making change. We keep electing these same old officials. All right, yeah, see, that's what it is. Yeah, there's something with StreamYard today, man. Like I was trying to get through on the computer and then I couldn't. I got to go through my phone and I see. So there's something with StreamYard. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like the only way we're going to change is by getting them older people who thought like that out of the way. I'm talking about Senate, House, all of them. And we got to think with common sense. And that's the one thing I agree with Trump. It's common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to stop with this, like we just common sense, man. Like it don't, you know what I'm saying? Like just common. I agree with him on that. I don't agree with a lot of things, man, but there's a few things I have to do admit that I agree with. And of course, you're going to get pushed back because our history is so tied into things. And they start with everything else, man. Just right? Like last night, right? Supposed to have been the start of Black History Month, but yet on television, they showing about the Puffy case. Like that's not a part of Black history. What the hell are we showing about the stuff that he liked to do? If the so-called crimes, the alleged crimes that he did. Why the hell are we showing that in Black History Month? For what? That's not supposed to be part of Black history. It's supposed to be bigging our people up. Not sitting here showing the demise of people who wanted to make those mistakes. That's not everybody. So what the hell are we showing now? I guarantee you, God forbid, they're gonna show the R. Kelly case somewhere in his Black kids. You're gonna see it on BET. Like for what? Like what are we showing them cases for? That's not helping Black people, but yet that's going to be part of Black history, unfortunately. So we sitting here, you know what I'm saying? We be fighting and fighting, but sometimes we fight the wrong fights. You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing with DI, right? There's some things that maybe he shouldn't have got away did away with, and maybe there's some things that he should. I don't know. I'm not in them offices. I don't look at them stats like that. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Right? We don't know. We just have to wait to see. You know what I'm saying? But like, come on, man. Like, we just have to wait to see, man. We didn't have 4 years of Biden. A lot of things people was talking about that they didn't like. So why would we sit there and elect something that was part of the last cabin? Now, if she wasn't part of the last cabin, if she ran on her own terms against Trump, she would have won because we wouldn't have known what to expect of Kamala Harris. Guaranteed she would have won. But because she was part of the Biden administration, they look at what was going on in America. They were seeing however Republicans painted them, whatever was in the media, that's how they was painted. So when people go to vote, they remember how they was painted in the media, and that's what they did. And the same thing goes when Trump goes, when he gets painted, whatever the case may be, they vote. But at the end of the day, we still got to do for ourselves. We can't. That's why I'm an independent, because I'm free. I think of my own terms. I'm not sitting there, worrying about what they want best for what they want. I need to know what's best for me and for my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we need to worry about. We need to build our children up to have manners, to not make the same mistakes that we made. They're going to make mistakes, but to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes that we made. Like, that's what we need to be worried about. That's the only thing you can control. You can't control what goes on with other people do in life. They're going to make the decisions that they want to make. Bottom line, like, you can't control that, period. I don't care how much you put your beliefs on them. I don't care what you say. You cannot change them. So stop worrying about other people and what they say and how they do things and what bills they pass. Who gives a flying F, man? Who really cares? Like, at the end of the day, like, that's not gonna. But all that records and all that rhetoric that he said, that didn't change the fact that my son is still autistic. Like, at the end of the day, if the benefits are there or not, it's my duty as a parent to make sure that I get it done. But I didn't see like, they still in school. I didn't see them get kicked out of school because of their color. Like, we got to stop because they play those political games, and then they try to bring it up to the regular people who might not have knowledge or just read just the top headline instead of digging in and reading for what it is to see if it really helped you as a person. Has DEI really helped what they saying, what people are saying, the diversity? Yeah, it helped certain diversities, but the way they swing it, they tie race to it and they make it sound like it's bad. Like, come on, like, and you can Google that. We all say Google. Yeah, you can Google that. We say now we're going to start saying that Google is lie. But then if Google was a lie, then who are we going to believe? Social media? If Google is supposed to be the primary number one source of news and we start calling Google liars, then who the hell are you going to go to Instagram and Facebook and believe them? Like, come on, man, let's be for real. Like, we can't sit there and pick and choose what we think is going to be right. That's what the common sense comes in. That's when the common sense is supposed to kick in. If it's one, it's all. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, people complain about the DEI, but yet I still see them on Instagram, still posting stuff, but they banned DEI on their platform. But people still post on there and they sit there, they argue about the DEI on the platform that banned it. So help me, if that's not common sense. If you was against that, you wouldn't be on Instagram and Facebook and none of these platforms. If you wanted to make a change, you understand what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I really don't care. And then, like, I sit here and I make money off of the social media platform. So I don't. So if people was to boycott social media, then go boycott it. If you feel like DI and all that other stuff is important, they are supporting the same thing that Donald Trump is saying. So if you feel like you want to make a difference, stop being on Instagram and stop being on Facebook and on them platforms. That's how you make a change. Instead of sitting there and arguing with somebody else like myself, you're wrong. Well, go make the difference then. If you feel like I'm wrong, go make the difference and make a change. You know, people always come with a bunch of questions, but never no solutions. They sit there and say what somebody's supposed to do, but never have a solution. Never tell nobody what to do, how to go get it. They just tell them that they wrong all the time. How is that helping somebody? We say we're supposed to help you. How is that helping people? You sitting there, you tell somebody you're wrong, but don't give them a solution to make it right. That means you really don't care about them. So don't sit there and say you care about people. So if you feel like Donald Trump is wrong for doing that, I'm not saying he's right. Let's get that very clear for people who come in and start saying, oh my God, he's a Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. I've never been a Trump supporter. He's in New York. I fuck with him on the New York tip because he's a New Yorker. That's how far as it go. I'm not, because I'm not a Republican. Like, I'm not a Trump supporter. You don't see me with the mega hat on. Like, I'm not a Trump supporter, man. But I'm just saying certain things, what he's saying makes sense. That's all I'm just saying. And I'm not saying everything he's saying makes sense. There's going to be things I'm like, damn, so this nigga's a little old and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but we got to get past that stuff, man. Like, if you want to say something, make a difference and make a change. Go disband your Instagram and disband your Facebook, because he's with the disband of DEIs. And I don't want to see anybody who I know on Instagram anymore who sit there and say that, oh my God. So don't start to pick and choose what fights and battles that you want to, that you, come on, bro. Like, you got to stop that, man. You know what I'm saying? Only way we move the needle is really by moving the needle. To sit there and just procrastinate and just to talk about it. Like, come on. People been doing that shit for years. Like, I'm tired of people talk. Well, make a difference, man. Stop coming at me with some damn problems and come up with a solution. Come up with a solution. Make a difference. You drink my Starbucks cup that got some water in it. Shout out to them. They gave me good water. They gave me 15 years of good experience. Because I learned the ins and outs about how to treat people, how to manage people, how to run a business. But they have some shit with them too. Now that the DEI thing is opened up, makes me wonder. You know, what happened with my case. But I'll leave that not for the public. Greg, you're the cameraman. Salute. Sorry I don't have the link up because I just wanted to kind of get this off about this Trump thing. Let me repeat it one more time. I am not a Trump supporter. No shape, forms, or fashion. I disagree with some of the points that he is making. That's it. Just like if a Democrat was to make those same points that he is making, I would agree with them. Bottom line. So, common sense, I agree with that. People don't use common sense anymore. Same thing like when I go to delivery, I just don't understand. You know, common sense would tell you customers come first. Right, both sides are liars. I totally agree with that, Gregory, 100%. Because it's known throughout history that they are liars. But it don't mean that some of them don't have valid points and can be valid. You understand what I'm saying? You have to pick and pick, and that's what experiences come in. You know, your story. This is how you became who you are. Same thing like back in modern time, right? They say 2,000 years before Christ, right? And that's, salute you two police. And that's whatever, 8,000, 10, 12,000 years ago. But then you read stuff on Google and it tells you 30,000 years ago, they was Native American Indians here on this continent. So it makes you wonder, it's just a perspective of their experiences and their stories. That's it. And it doesn't mean that it's true because people tend to lie. You think lying is just a 19th century thing? You don't think people was lying back in the 1500s? This is how we learned about Christopher Columbus being enslaving a million Native American Indians. Like, come on. Like, people have been lying for years. You don't think when they write things into these books that now we praise from everything, you don't think that there's some trickery into that stuff? Like, let's be for real. Like, that's how people change when you hear the word changing narratives. That's how people, because they know in 300 years, there ain't nobody going to be alive that's going to remember that. People don't remember stuff when they was kids. So generationally, things ain't going to remember. People ain't going to remember. Come on. Like, so that's just somebody's perspective about what they experience in life. And that's what they go write in the book. And that's what they wrote in them scriptures and them books. I'm not saying that some of the events and make them feel that's a fact. That's what people, because they want to make history. That's what people, when you hear everybody say, I want to leave a legacy. Yeah, you want to be part of history. That's what leaving a legacy is. Like, tell me that, but that's common sense. But then people would take what I'm saying and be like, no, but they narcissist, they power trip. No, people want a part of history. Stop changing that narrative. That's okay if people want to. And so many stories are lost. So that's a fact. And YouTube is one way to tell it. Yo, and throughout all, right, Facebook and Mark, he said about ban DI, right? But yet you still people are still able to speak their mind. They just not pushing certain agendas and certain things. But people can still speak their mind. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so, but people tell their story. This is what they do. Just like these YouTube videos that me and Joe been doing, in 100 years from now, when they circulate, it's going to be something totally different. Something that I tell my kids, by the time their grandkids is told, it's going to be a patent truth. There's going to be so much added to that onion that, come on, like, it's going to be hard to peel back into the root. And that's how history is. Nobody was around when these people wrote these books. I can't say that a lot of that stuff is factual. There's no way. I'm sorry. That's just me. People can call me what they want to call me, but at the end of the day, I can't trust somebody else's word because I know people who I looked up to who lied. People who taught me lied. So how can I believe somebody who I don't even know from a hole in the wall or anything? I appreciate everybody hit that like button, man. It's, like going on a rant today, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We haven't been on in a while. So I'm just going on a little rant, man. You know what I'm saying? But come on. Like, again, man, people are entitled to their opinions. If they wanna feel that Donald Trump is a racist, so be it. Like I said, I don't think he's a racist. I consider him more of a sexist. Because he has a thing against, maybe he has a thing against women. Because maybe they try to get, I don't know, maybe he has a reason behind how he feels like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? YouTube police say, you know what they say, don't believe anything you hear, only half of what you see. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, you can't. I'm telling you, man. Just like my mama always told me, don't eat everybody's cooking because you don't know. That is a known fact. That's a known fact. Because you don't know how they cooking. They got them scrapes out them garbage cans and stuff. You just don't know. Yeah, I mean, I just think he I just think, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm not calling him a sexist. I said, if you want to call him anything, in history, it's shown that he had a few situations with women, like down by the put. Like, that's what I'm just saying. If you want to call him anything, I wouldn't call him a racist. That's just me. If you want to call him anything, I can lean to the sex. I'm not saying I agree with it. I can kind of see if you reasoning why you might think he's a sexist. That's all I'm just saying. If you want to call somebody what they really are. You understand what I'm saying? Because never have I heard Donald Trump been called a racist before until he ran for president. Yeah, he could have had bad business deal with black people, but he's a white person that dealt with a black person. You understand? Like he didn't have to deal with the black person at all. If you know a racist, right? Yeah, we know. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how dudes used to be. Dudes used to. He's from the old school. You know what I'm saying? We're like, yo, come here. Like that's how, dude. That's how men are. If you want change, you gotta wait till you get older and you move on. Keep everybody till he ran for president. That's a fact. And it's a known fact that people didn't know about. They won't talk about. He donated to Kamala Harris running for attorney general in California. He donated to her charity for her to run twice, and his daughter did, which is wild. So think of that's all political games. You understand what I'm saying? So, but he's different though. Yeah, Oprah saying he run for president. Yeah, it. But like I said, this is what you get. There was rap songs about him. He contributed money to the party. Oprah Winfrey say he run for president. Yeah, like listen, this is a businessman. This is what you get as a president, a businessman. He's making a businessman decision. That's what he's doing. It's all about the dollar. And that's how Republicans are. That's how they are. They are about the dollar. Democrats claim to be for the people, and Republicans claim to be for the dollar. This is nothing new. Let me tell you something. There, yeah, that's a fact. Used to be the Republicans were the rich, the Democrats were for the working man, not any longer. Yeah, like but that's how it goes. Just like the Democrats was the one that was really for slavery and Republicans wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then it flipped vice versa. And, it depends on who's in power and who can change that and who they want because who's popular. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's why I don't vote neither. If there's an independent on the ballot, I'm voting independent. Now, if there's a bill on the ballot that matters to my life, like when they put those are what I vote on. But I'm not gonna vote for Democrat Republic because I don't fuck with neither. That's just me. I'm an independent type of dude. I think freely. I'm not gonna let one person tell me how to run my life. I did that before when I was a kid and even when I was in Starbucks. And I'm not letting people tell me how I should run my life anymore, especially if I know that it might drive me to like, I'm not doing that no more. Sorry. Um, nah, man, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, if y'all feel like what he's doing is crazy, you have the chance to make a difference. In 4 years, when he runs for president, y'all can all go to the ballot and all vote Democrat. It don't make a difference what the Democrat says. Bottom line. But just know that every president, they all got some shit with them. Democrat and Republican. When you hear about it 30, 40 years later. Yeah, he probably won't be able to run again. I mean, that's it is what it is. Listen, man. People who never thought Donald Trump would have been president twice. I'm just being honest. I mean, that's got to be history in itself, man. Nobody thought Obama was going to be president. Those things that's history because they're not normally what they vote for. They never really voted for African American black man to be president, and they voted for a straight up businessman to run the president, to run the country. They never did. They always voted a politician into office. They did Senate, they did whatever it was. They never did those two things. So that's history. I honestly thought it was a given he was going to win. Obama, that is. Yeah, I mean, because look who he was running against. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nobody in the Republican Party. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's the thing. There's nobody in the Republican Party that was popular. And after Donald Trump leaves, there is nobody popular enough in the Republican Party to run. And that's the same thing in the Democratic Party. Besides Kamala Harris, who else do you know that's going to run for Democratic president? Like, let's be honest. Who is it? Who, the governor from California? That dude's about to get resigned and shit. Who? Our governor from New York State? Like, come on, man. Like, are you serious, man? Like, they're not even making enough noise. Now, if it was Cuomo was making that noise, and I think that's why Trump attacked Cuomo. But Cuomo was probably a threat. He know Cuomo, but Cuomo would have won, bro. He's bad in New York, the pandemic. Like, that's how Mayor Giuliani got his name. He got New York through the World Trade, and then, oh my God, Giuliani. Until 30 years later, right? 30 years later, you found out that Giuliani is not who Giuliani is. Like I always tell you, history, trust me, you're going to see 30 years from now what these people do now. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I think when he's not a career politician, and he would be a lot different in this term than he would be if he'd been elected in 2020. Yeah, I agree, because he learned from his mistakes. Who doesn't learn from their mistakes? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a human being. Like, at the end of the day, he's still a human being, even whatever beliefs he got. That's how human beings move. He's not an alien. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I agree with that. I think JD Vance has a great chance to 2028 if he does something doing so. That remains to be seen. I don't know who this dude was. Because I'm not a politician dude. So I don't know. Maybe you might have more insight about who JD Vance is. I really personally, I don't know who he is because he's not that popular in American eyes. He might be popular in that circle, but to the everyday American who might not follow politics, who don't care, I really don't know who he is until he got elected. You know what I'm saying? Until he got elected to be vice president, then you start looking at, all right. But, it's nothing that jumps out. See, Obama, he jumped out as a senator, and he was black. That worked in his favor. Both of those, see, the one thing I can say about Obama, before he became president, he presented a bill to Congress, right, about what he was going to do, and he tried to make on some of that stuff with the Obamacare. Even though you can agree or disagree with it, how it might have affected you, he still went through with it, though. That's all I'm just saying. He made to his word, whether it cost people, whether or not, that remains to be seen, or that's happened, or whatever the case may be. But, at least he presented something. There's nobody that's presenting anything. Even when Kamala Harris was running, she didn't present any bills to Congress about how she's moving forward. One thing she was just saying was, hey, we're gonna make people that's in jail, if they want to transformate and be a woman inside a man's jail, we're gonna let them do that on taxpayers' money. Like, to be honest, I'm a taxpayer. I'm not gonna pay my money because somebody want to change their sex. That's not me. That's somebody else that want to do that. Well, let me make the decision. That should have been a box in the check in my tax. Like, hey, do you want to contribute to somebody changing the sex? Let me have the option to put no, and I don't want to contribute to that. And there might be some people that might want to. Me personally, I don't want to contribute to that because I don't feel like that's important. That's not rehabilitating them. You know what I'm saying? They in there for a crime that they did. Maybe some of them did it, but majority of people in there for a crime that they did. So why I sit there let them change their sex? Like, that's not important to people, bro. That's not important. That's not important to people. Maybe to a few, great. But to the vast majority, that's not important to people. I don't care about which sex you change. I don't care about what preference. I care about what's going to happen to my dollar in the future. That's what I care about. Exactly learned for what all that happened on his first term. Obama was well spoken with his speech. I think the fact that he was black and also played a role, people wanted to show they were racist. Obama was also quick on his feet. I think that it's also a major factor in Trump winning. People don't want to have that shoved down their throat. I think there are a few factors played it. Yeah, listen, man, this is what they do, man. Like, this is how they win votes, right? Nobody, listen, let me explain something to you, right? When I was a manager in Starbucks, right? And I noticed that I had not a single white person on my staff. Went to my ASMs and I said, yo, we got to hire a white person. We need to get a little bit more diverse in here. So if I'm thinking that on a small scale for a job force, imagine what these politicians and them thinking. Shit, we got to do that because this is what the people want. That's just how it goes. Like if my boss really came in and I would say the single white person on my staff, I'd be like, hey, you got to be a little bit more diverse in here, and vice versa, right? There's times that if I ain't have a Spanish person, or those are conversations that we have amongst each other. Like, and I don't think people are ready to talk about that. They're scared to talk about that. But that's the truth at jobs. I was a manager. You got to understand, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like 15 years. I'm not talking off the side of my ass, bro. Like I done hire hundreds of people, interviewed thousands, seen thousands, tens of thousands of applications. I mean, you name it. Like I done seen managers coincide and talk about, like I done seen it all. And I'm telling you, and this is at a prestigious company we're talking about, right? We're talking about the prestige. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm saying. Y'all all say it, but that plays a role into how people think. I'm telling you, they just not going to admit it. See, I'm not going to work for anybody no longer. So I can talk that. The ones that work, God bless y'all. I'm not telling y'all not to, but I'm just saying how I felt in my experiences. And I gave my all to multiple companies and I still was unemployed. So at this, like, I really don't care. To each his own. Like I said, the ones that have been at the job for a long time and everything's going good, God bless y'all. Continue doing it. Don't let me telling y'all dictate how y'all move and how y'all think, because I'm my own person. That's what makes me happy. So please don't, that's not what I'm just saying for me. You know what I'm saying? But this is what goes on. Open houses, you have conversations with your boss. Diversity. It wasn't inclusion. It was just diversity. It was just diversity. Just we got to make sure we mix it up a little bit. And you know why? They get tax money when they hire a bunch of people. They unemployed or whatever. They get tax breaks, man. Like y'all gotta understand. When you own a business, it's about money. You have to be a different way. You cannot be this old nice person. I care about you. That doesn't work in the world of business. That don't work. And that's how Donald Trump is running our country, like a business. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Listen, right? I mean, you have to know, right? When you go to these jobs, what you're applying for. I don't care what color you are, who you are, right? When you're going for a job, you have to know that there's hundreds of other people that's applying for that same job. You have to stand out. I don't have thousands of people. You have to stand out. Listen, if you worked, right? I'm gonna give you a prime example. I looked at an application. There was a person, very well seasoned, has 7 jobs, right? So to know, oh my God, they were, yeah, but why do you have 7 jobs in 7 years? So every job is always the job and it's never you. So You understand what I'm saying? Like those are things that you know what I mean that that you look at. You know what I'm saying? You look at how long they be at the job. Like it's certain things that had to stand out to me about you in order for me to call you from the hundreds and thousands of applications that I had. I didn't. It wasn't about. There wasn't no color or anything on the applications. It had to just stand out. So I think a lot of people have to understand that, and especially in retail, DEI, that shit really don't matter. Maybe to some people who might hire to what their liking is, right? To maybe what they beliefs, and those are managers are dead wrong. You shouldn't be hiring about what your beliefs in and what you. That's not about that. It should be about what they can bring to your team, with characters, what work ethic. If they put, that's what you need to. Not because we share the same beliefs, like or they because they're my friend. And no, that's wrong. And that's what happened a lot of times with people using those type of tools, DEI and stuff, because when they in positions, right, they bring in the same people like them. And is that wrong to the person who went to school for 8 years? And because they share the same beliefs as them, they hire them over you. Do you think that's right? It's not right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get past that. Like, we got to really look at what DEI and what it really means. Like, we have to really look at a lot of things. And again, there was things like him trying to stop the birthright. I was totally against that because that's not right to them. Like, I would stand on that. Like, he is wrong. He was wrong for the tap and pell checks. He shouldn't have been talking about. He was wrong on those things, like straight up and down. Because my kid and my wife, they go to school. Like, yeah, that's wrong. Like that's wrong. I'm not saying he's right on that, but in my eyes, he's right on that DEI stuff, and that's just my honest opinion. Because when I was a manager, there was no DEI. It was only diversity training, and I just straight up. It wasn't no DEI. It was diversity. Or if what you needed on your staff. If you had too much of one, you say, you know what, I need to get two white boys in here. I need to get two white girls in here. I need to get an Arab dude. I need to get a black dude in here. Whatever. And I'm just being honest. And I'm a fair person. I love people and everything. But that's how people manage. Bottom line. And I'm just being honest. And shout out to all the people who are hired and everything, the ones that worked out good and the ones that, but I'm just being honest. Just being there's stuff that people ain't really gonna talk about. Managers not gonna talk about. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But you know what I mean? I don't want to take too much of people's time, man. I wanted to just kind of jump on, man, and just kind of talk about this Trump thing, man, because like if this is gonna drive this is gonna drive families. This is gonna drive families. This right here is going to destroy American families. This disagreements is going to destroy families. And we just got to sit back and just take a step back and just think and just look. Do your homework. Don't just jump into every headline you see because that's how extremist people are. And I'm saying both sides, not just saying Democrats, both sides. This is how extremists are. Extremists because they don't want what they got going on to go. So they'll say everything in the book about you and more. Some of it can be true and some of it can be false, but they're going to dig into everything about you. Everything you say is going to hang in the balance. And we have to just really see what the information is and let's do some homework. Like I said, Google is the number one place. Google is the number one trusted news place. If you can't trust Google, then who can you trust? So that's just my advice. If you see something, my advice, just Google it. Don't just take what you see on social media and run with it. Google it. Really Google it. And then you'll see, and you'll be like, okay. And then you start to see, okay, now I see why people do things the way they do. Why do people swing the way they do? You got to think about it, right? When I worked at Starbucks, right? Damn, I fucking should have said that. Screwed them anyway. Anyway, when I worked there, right? We was going to open up a store in Penn Station, right? But before they opened up the store, they did an analyzation, 30 days, and they just sat there and watched and counted how many people went past that certain spot. And when they seen how much that number was, they agreed to whatever that rent to that place was because they knew that is not going to get any smaller, that mass transit is going to continue growing because you got immigrants, people always moving to New York City, and that number is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And they opened up that store. And until Penn Station renovated their whole shit, before they did that, that store was one of the busiest stores in New York City. Or I think the top store in New York City. So what I'm saying is that people, they analyze a lot of this stuff. This is what they do, man. They see how people think. So they know how you're going to think. So they're going to put all the information, all of it, back to back to back to back. As soon as you see one post, they're going to have another one right after that and keep on feeding you. That's what they do, man. You got to take a step back. And again, I'm not Republican. I'm not a Trump supporter. Understand what I'm saying. I'm an independent. I think freely. But I agree with a few points. You just got to take a step back. Just take a step back. Appreciate it, YouTube police. Thank you, man. Word up, man. We got to connect, yo. Just pop up on the channel, vice versa, man. Let me know, man. We link up, we do something, man. For real, man. Yo, if you could, oh, shit. If you have YouTube page, baby, I got the YouTube page moderated, man. Drop their link in the channel, man. Yeah, man, that's a fact, bro. So we could talk more, man. I'm just tired, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just tired of hearing it's going to destroy families, friends. Just stop, y'all. Just stop. People are tired. I appreciate it. Anytime, definitely. I'll definitely step on the panel. People are entitled to their opinions and they're entitled to how they think, man. Regardless if you think that they're wrong, that's their opinion, man. Let's stop trying to sway them to think like you. Rez Max, salute. I see you. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop doing that. Stop trying to make people think like you. I'm a fault of that too, right? And I have to really realize that. Like, you know what? People not going to think like me, and that's okay. But when I'm just saying, but when you see things, just take a step back. All right, say less. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take a step back and just analyze and do your homework. And just see if any of these policies really worked for you or anybody who you loved. Because to be honest, you want to be technical, right? DEI, right? And I know you've seen it all on social media. It's not like we didn't see it. Help mostly white women. I'm not knocking women getting jobs. I'm not knocking that. But what I'm saying is now they're saying DEI is tied to black, and when you hear it's a knock against black people and this and that, it's not a knock against black people. It's a knock that it didn't work. Heart and soul, salute. Say less. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a knock against black people. It's a knock that it didn't work. All right, Butler, say less. Oh shit, well, I gotta go out to eat and shit. But if you online and live like that, I'll definitely tap in. You know, I'm about to make sure I subscribe to that YouTube page right now. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Word up. Oh, India, that's your new page. Oh, salute, India. I say less. You know what I'm saying? So, You know what I'm saying? Like, just take a step back, man. That's all I'm asking my people, man. Just take a step back. Just look at the information, man. And if it didn't help you, like I said, DI didn't help. It didn't help any black people. So when you start hearing about it destroyed black people, it never helped us. Why? Because maybe one or two people got their clover line into a target, right? And Target decided, well, that's something that person should take up with Target, right? Like, I'm just being honest. That's what you do. You go into the court of law and you take it up into the court of law. Bottom line. But the vast majority, it didn't help. I didn't get a high position because of DEI. I got a high position because of who I was. Not because there's no DEI, because I worked hard, my numbers was good. Even as a felon, a 4-time loser. Right? Now, the only two groups I feel like there should be really diversity and protected, and in my eyes, is the disabled. And I'm not saying for them to do like, I'm saying like they should be able to be hired to jobs that they are able to do. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Or either like they qualify and they're able to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think people in prison, right? Because our president is a felon, right? And he got a second chance. So I feel like people that come out of prison, right? They should also get, those are the two rights that I feel like should be protected in jobs is disability people who, you know, like they can work at a supermarket, they can work at a Starbucks because they got a mild disability. It's not like they're in a wheelchair. Maybe we can find a different type of job for them. But I'm talking about the ones that have like a mild disability, right? And the ones that in prison because our president is a felon, right? And if we want them to be rehabilitated and to be members of society, because as a manager, right, those are the two that's most discriminated, right? When you think about it, right? If you own the business and the dude interviewing in front of you was convicted of a robbery, more than likely, you're going to discriminate and say, I don't know, I'm not hiring them. They stuck up the place before. They might stick me up. And you might have a valid point. Maybe they will. But how do you know that until you hire them? Right? That's definitely just those that would definitely be, and obviously with a disability, right? Maybe they had a stuttering problem. Maybe they can be a really fast worker, but because they stuttered, that's a disability. So those two groups is probably the two most discriminated groups. Then maybe black or whatever, however else you want to put after that. But those two should be the two that should be protected. And that's just in my opinion. It don't makes it right. It's just in my opinion. You know, and like I said, just please do your homework, man. Google it. They are the most trusted news people in the world. And if they can't be, then who do we trust? Do we trust Facebook? Do we trust Instagram? That's social media. I'm a content creator, right? When I post a video, I'm trying to make people watch my video. So I might throw a lie on that shit. I might throw a lie hashtag on it that have nothing to do with New York City. But because I know the video is tagged in New York City, I know New York City residents might see it on their page. That's lying because that event didn't happen in New York. It happened in like Asia or some shit like that. But we put it like in New York for people to see it. It's still lying. It's the same thing. Oh, but it's the same exact thing. So what's the difference? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's all I'm just saying, my people, man. Let's wake up. Let's really do our research. Let's not jump the gun into every policy and bill that he puts out. There can be some actual too. Don't you know? I looked up a story, right? Everything with DEI, right? And it's saying about how the daycare money, right, freezing up, and they, oh my God, how you gonna do that to daycare? And right, but do you know that last year in New York State, there was an individual that ran the daycare center illegally was getting funds for the federal government for his own personal use. When you get that money from the federal government, when you get the money, you agree to use the money for the daycare center, pre-K center, not for your own personal being, and end up getting the company. You end up getting 5 years. 5 years because that's fraud, racket, whatever they said. And then 2 years ago in the Bronx, a daycare center was a front for a drug operation where a 1-year-old overdosed on drugs. So you gotta think about it like this. So when presidents see these type of cases and it's tied to DEI funding, what do you think he's gonna do? He's going to freeze money to the daycare. They're like, wait a minute, my taxpayer money went to their daycare center for him to illegally run drugs, and the 1-year-old kid died. That's where your money went. See, people would say, oh, but there's only one kid. Yeah, but part of your money went to that daycare center, whether you, especially live in New York State. Your money went to this, even if it was 1 cent, it still went there. That's your money that you got taxed. It still went there to a 1-year-old death. So when you start hearing this is what they put the daycare in the kids, oh my God. But there's cases and federal cases where daycare centers was front for drug operations using kids. But I don't see no backlash behind that. They should have stopped some of that money a long time ago and really go strenuous, all type of shit. Like, come on. Like, so we got to really look at what they say and really analyze and Google this shit. I'm telling you, Google is the #1 trusted news in the world. If you can't trust Google, then who can you trust? Who can you trust? Like, come on, like, I'm just, even like just everything, man. It's like when you really look at say, like, damn, man, people been lying, man. Like they lie, man. People lie. They lie for power, man. That's what they do. They lie. All of them, Democrats and Republicans. Tell me one Democrat that told 100% of the damn truth. We seen Bill Clinton getting smacked in the damn Oval Office. Sure, they was straight smacking him off, like the whole 9 yards. Skedaddle all on her face. And you telling me that's cool? Like, come on, bro. Like, they all do some crazy, treacherous shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm worried about my dollar. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about if I can have $1 for the marble. And if Trump is saying I can have $1 tomorrow, then shit, I'm for Trump ass. If another Democrat would say, well, shit, we ain't going to send no more money to Ukraine. We're going to put that money back into shit. I'm all for it. But stop sending all these billions of dollars out the damn country for what? To kill other people? Come on, bro. Come on, to kill other people. So your money, taxpayer, your 1 cent went overseas to kill a child. And you cool with that. Oh, but it's not like that. We got to have war, but it still killed the child. How would you feel if your child got forbid get killed? You ain't going to say that 1 cent contributed to that gun that killed your child. You going to be pissed the fuck off. You ain't going to try to hear shit. So don't start giving me that crap, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. Just tired, man. It's Life's Rant, man. We name this shit Life's Rant because I'm just tired of that shit. I'm not saying that it hasn't been racism. Yeah, there is. There's racist people. There's racist white people. Yes, there is. They would probably never would change. You just work around them. You move them around. That's it. You move them around. This ain't back in the days when I could worry about they fucking taking me and hanging me from the tree. I wish a motherfucker will. I'll be buried under the fucking jail. Straight up. I'll be buried under the jail. This ain't back in them days. Like, I get it, man. They used that fear factor and they fucking, yeah, they did that shit. They scared the shit out of people. But we ain't them people no more. Ain't no black or anybody who was ever enslaved scared no more. They'll fight. This ain't back in the days. So now you just got to just use your mind and see what's truth and what's false. That's how you don't get enslaved. You don't get enslaved by knowing what's truth and what's false instead of acknowledging a lie. Like, yo, I seen a reel. I seen a reel on fucking Instagram, and it made so much sense to me, right? The dude that just came home from prison, they'll sit there and they'll have a fucking barbecue club throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars into these dudes and shit like that, right? These niggas just did a fucking crime. They probably killed, took somebody's kid. But then you got the kid that graduates school. They'll get them like $100 in the card. Yo, congratulations, man. I hope this helps you out. Where's the same energy at? Like, and that shit makes sense. I seen that shit too many times. We sat there and we praised niggas that came home from prison. We said, oh man, the niggas the fucking man. No, they not. I wasn't the fucking man. Fucking loser for going to jail. That's what the fuck I was. Wasn't a fucking man. Why? Because you sit there and you get some fast money and you screw a few women and that makes you real. Fuck out of here, man. That shit is whack, bro. That shit is whack. That shit don't make you a fucking man. The fuck out of here. Anybody can sit there and have money and pay a woman to have sex with them. They call prostitutes, bro. That's what they call it, man. Anybody can do that shit. Even the nigga in the wheelchair that don't have no legs can get a prostitute to sit there and dance for him for some money. Come on, bro. Like, it ain't no props, man. Teach his own. People that live in that lifestyle, man, teach his own, man. I'm just saying, me personally, man, nah, man, that shit don't impress me, man. That shit, you know what impressed me, man? My kids doing good. Because I was dumb like everybody else, man, wouldn't live that stupid ass lifestyle. Shit was stupid, dumb. I ain't got none of that money that I made back then. None of that money. That shit don't fucking matter. All them good times. What that shit doing for me tomorrow? Nothing. Nothing. That shit ain't paying my car and that bill tomorrow. Oh, I want this shit to be like that. Well, that shit too bad. That shit was 30 years ago back in the days. That shit was done with. Time to move on. That should be pissing me off, man. We hanging on to the fucking past. Let that shit go, man. Let it go, everything, man. You never be able to move forward if you keep the change on you. That's almost like, how can a ship, how can a ship go when the anchor's on the bottom the whole damn time? You gotta let that shit go. You know shit happened to us. I get it, man. I get it. But let it go. There's no reason to harness that shit every day. You just making yourself more madder and madder, like the hawk. And you come outside with an attitude ready to explode, man. Niggas need to really let that shit go. We need to let it go. Well, all that race, let that shit go, man. That shit happened, yes, man. The change, all that shit is valid, yes, man. It happened, but ain't nothing you can do to change it. Why the hell we keep talking about it every day? Yeah, we was enslaved. Yeah, I know that. You gotta keep reminding me about we were slaves. I already know that already. That's what this whole month is going to be about. About Black History, about how we was enslaved and servants and like, bro, like I already freaking know that, man. I already know there was people that create. I already know that, man. That's not gonna help us tomorrow, man. You're just living in the past, gonna make the same mistakes. Like, we gotta stop this as people, man. Stop living in the past, man. I get it, man. There was a lot of pain in the past, man. A lot of people died, man, viciously, man. I get it, man. I get it, man. My heart goes to those people that died, that slave. Man, I get it, man. That shit hurts. Yes, it does. But we gotta let that shit go. We gotta move forward, y'all. We have to move forward, man. We can't just keep on just using what we gotta move forward, man. It's not going to help us for tomorrow, man, at all. We have to go, man. We have to. We have to build a new culture.
That's old culture. Why the hell we want to continue building off of old culture? We building off of what slavery. So we making bills off of, man, come on, man. Let's build off of the culture that we got now. Right? We got billionaires, blacks. We got big, come on, man. Let's build off of that culture. Let's stop building off the chains, man. You're gonna be left with the same starting point, man. Like we gotta stop, man. We gotta move forward. I don't know how. I'm not the one with the plan. I wish I was. But the one way I feel like we can move forward is by letting that shit go. That shit is over with, man. We gotta stop harnessing that anger and that pain, man. We have to, man. I'm telling you, man. We don't have enough black leaders saying that, and that's the problem. Because nobody's speaking out about that. Everybody's scared and running to a little cubby hole. I ain't the one. Like, we gotta let that shit go. That's the only way we gonna move, y'all. We gotta let that shit go. It happened. But I haven't encountered any person outside of my skin color that ever called me out my name. And my friends, they live in Georgia. They never ever once had anybody calling them out their name. It happens, yes, it does. But you deal with them accordingly. You don't have to be scared of people physically. You fight. That's it. If somebody come up to you saying, man, you defend yourself. Simple. Bottom line, you deal with what deal was after that. Bottom line. But you do not deal with that every day. You understand what I'm saying? You're not dealing with that. So if you're not dealing with that, why keep talking about it for? Why keep bringing it up for if you're not dealing with it personally every day? Now, if you're dealing with it, then that's a different story. Then you need to make a change about it. But if you're not dealing with it, then why keep talking about it for? Because you didn't deal with it. So what are you worrying about it for? Yeah, our family did. Yes, they did. They did. Yes. But that's dumb. You think they would want for us to hold on to the pain? You think they would really want us to feel that pain? Just like for our kids, you think we want our kids to feel the same pain that we felt? No, of course not. You think they would know. So we gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Like I said, if you dealt with somebody with racism intentions and they come across, you deal with it accordingly. How you feel you should deal with it. If you're running high, then that's on you. I'm not the one that we're running high. So you come at me with any type of racism remarks and it feels very threatening. We're gonna handle it right there and there. I'm not going to run in high. I'm either gonna verbally attack you back or we're gonna take it to a different level. That's it. Bottom line, if you sit there running around, oh man, you're just living in fear. That's how they enslave you. Bottom line, that's how they enslave you. You know? But that's enough of my rant, man. I've been on here. Well, don't listen, man. I appreciate everybody that kind of tapped in, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we're going to be back on, man. Make sure anybody that came new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Because when we come back, we're going to come back full circle. We'll come back with interviews, man. We're going to interview a lot of people. And we might even release some unreleased footage that couldn't be released before during COVID. But now since all these restrictions are starting to be released, like DEI and all these, we actually be able to probably upload 2 of these videos that's kind of talking about the whole pandemic back in 2020 when we did them. We couldn't release them because of these. So we might be able to release them now. So stay tuned to that. And just make sure you put that bell on. We're going to be coming back strong. You know what I'm saying? We're stronger than ever. Make sure y'all support us. But we appreciate all our supporters, man, that have been supporting us, man. I appreciate the ones that listened to me rant today. I had to get that off my chest, man. That shit was just bothering me. And it's just a wake-up call to the people, man. To anybody listening, man, share the live, man. If you think it can maybe help them move forward, you know what I'm saying, to stop being stuck in this old mindset, send this live to them, man, so they can, you know what I mean? I normally don't do this, man. I normally don't go on for rants, man. I'm kind of a quiet, shy person, man. But this is weighing on my heart heavy because I deal with a lot of people around me that feel the fear of what's going to happen. I just try to, I try to let them know that, you don't have to be scared, man. Like, you still got your job. You still got certain things. Like, just stop listening to all the extremeness. Just go extreme with it. That's not happening. Until it happens, then we'll deal with that when it comes. But until then, like, what are we worrying about it for? Like, there's no reason to, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's come together as people, man. Let's let go of the past, man. The past is the past. What happened, happened. Ain't nothing you're going to do to change it. We can just build off of it and just make a better future, man. We just got to let it go, man. We just have to let it go as people, man. Listen, man, God bless everybody, man. I wish everybody, a happy Saturday, man. And we'll be back on our registered program. Trust me, I said when we come back, we're going to come back better than ever, man. But like I said, man, I appreciate everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? One love, man. We're going to go out. Let's see what we're going to go out with, y'all. We're going to go out with some music, man. But listen, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all hold y'all head. And as the slogan goes, if they only knew.
Doing hard time, 50-yard line in the middle of the field, boy. Didn't think I'd make it past 21. At 19, I wrote a will, boy. My family begging me to chill, boy, but that lack of shit will get you killed, boy. They so scared I won't make it out this bitch alive, like a stillborn. I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel, boy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If the shit raw, don't mix it. If it ain't beef, get chicken. Man, it's honor to the shit. Karma is a bitch, and I know my time ticking. I'm a hardhead till you click, the only way I get the picture. I did too much to get the switch and think I'm only living cause I got a mission. I be water whipping all up in the kitchen, bring it all back. Never miss a digit and we all strapped. In case you get the trip and get your wig tapped. Won't nobody miss you, can't explain the feeling that a nigga getting when you smoke a stick full of oppositions. Fuck the other side and every nigga with a man. I got a stick to get me through the tension. Man, I can't front, aim a little iffy, but it's hard to miss it when you got extensions. I'm tired of the telling, tired of the fishing. Feds throwing bait, tired of the fishing. Know you see the difference, I see it too. That's a double vision. Woo. Woo.
Look at something.
I guess it's time that I admit it. I'd do anything to get it. Dirty Mac up in my mittens. This game was never for the timid. Woo. A nigga gonna tell you everything about him. All you gotta do is listen. A bitch will tell you anything you wanna know. All you gotta do is hit it. I'm spinning blocks with the 50 shot. Got my phone janking, making dope moves. I'm tempting ops to make the wrong move cause they next move is they won't move. Dishonor and disloyalty is a few traits that I don't do. Dishonor and disloyalty is a few traits that I don't do. Woo! The devil tempting, but that's fitting cause of what I give them. Hell. Can't see the vision, but they always feel it when they bump. Braille. Take the lead for once. You always whack behind your dog. You're a tail. I got the stamp to get the paper where it need to go, nigga. That smell. Oh, you could tell. I'm the happiest when my children are in my vicinity. I just hope that they always remember me. That big could have been the end of me. Got my oldest son riding shotgun as I'm blowing past my enemies. Father and son in a ghost. A holy trinity. I'm the epitome of how I was meant to be. Visually, I have epiphanies. Tell your boss get his hands dirty. I make victims of all who will sit for me. I try not to give him my energy that is becoming a troublesome tendency because eventually there will be memories and I realize what I hate was a gift to me. My brother told me he'll die for me. You don't even know what that meant to me. I'm definitely feeling his energy, but it means so much more if you'll live for me. A bunch of hypocrites. You can't let this world get the best of you, nigga. It contradicts, like, how could you answer to questionable niggas? Your big homie a dick and you're under him, you are a testicle, nigga. You control nobody, just look at these vegetable niggas. I cannot mess with you niggas. I will not bend or contort to your plot cause I am not flexible, nigga. Wounded a wall, you left me behind, not what I expected from niggas, but watch. When I get DMs, I will not message you niggas. You won't get a check from me.
Run up when you see me, then we gon' see.